it's me, Star Wars Fan 88, back with another video. Now, this video is going to be something new for my channel, and it's going to be a review of, you guessed it, but probably by the title, a review of, Star Wars News' new video. Is Snoke more powerful than Luke, or is Luke more powerful than Snoke? And I'm going to be taking little chunks of his clips, and I'm going to be, giving my review of it, and I hope you enjoy. Now, let's get right on into it.
In the sequel trilogy, there has been a lot of mystery surrounding both Snoke and Luke Skywalker. We don't really know anything about what either of them have been up to. In the case of Snoke, we don't even know his origins or who he is. At least with Luke, we do know the stuff from the original trilogy, but we have no idea what he's like now.
So, in this chunk of the video, he basically explains that we don't know much about Snoke or Luke, basically, because we don't know anything about Snoke because he's a new character or an old one, and we don't know much about Luke because he's been gone for a while. And I really feel like this is a good intro to the video because it introduces me to the topic, and I'm gonna keep playing the video now, so you just keep watching.
Snoke has been alive since before the fall of the Republic and rise of the Empire, so he's obviously been alive long enough to have studied the Force in a lot of depth. We also know he's powerful enough to have knowledge that the Jedi or Sith didn't seem to know during the time of the Clone Wars, like for example what he taught to Kylo Ren in being able to stop a blaster bolt with the Force. There are going to be more powers, I think, that Snoke will have unlocked in this time. It's going to be very interesting to see where he came from.
Now, in this part of the video, he's giving us a little bit more of a rundown on Snoke and what we know about him so far. So, I think this part is good because it gives us a really clear rundown of what happened with Snoke, especially, with the lack of information we have, and he really uses that to his advantage in this video, and I think that's good because, I don't know a lot about Snoke, and when I was watching this video, I felt like he summed up everything that was out there because, he was looking at the stuff we've seen in the movies, and he was looking at the stuff that was said in the movies, which, as we all know, is canon, it's canon. So, that's what I'm gonna say about this part, and we'll just keep watching.
Now, in the case of Luke Skywalker, he's only had 30 years, at least, alone since we saw him in Return of the Jedi. In Return of the Jedi, he was relatively powerful. He had a little bit of training from Yoda, but he was still only around the power level of a Jedi Knight. He then spent these 30 years on his island. At one point, he did have a Jedi Academy, so it's very safe to assume that he's been training in this time. It's also very important to note that he is in the Chosen One bloodline, which means he's naturally going to be very powerful in the Force.
Now, in this part, he starts talking about Luke, and this is my favorite part because I'm a Star Wars fan, and this is Luke's personally my favorite Star Wars character because of how cool he was in the original trilogy. But anyway, he basically says that Luke he was generally powerful when we last saw him, and he says that he's obviously been training because of the Jedi Academy, and that this makes him more powerful. And I tend to agree with this point because I don't think Luke could get any worse if he was going to open up a Jedi Academy. And the Force Ghost thing, I think that might have come into it. So overall, I think that Star Wars news pretty much summed up a good amount of information about Luke for us to understand that what he might have been saying about how Luke's gotten more powerful, and he didn't really leave it open to debate because I feel like he did a really good job at explaining what he was trying to say. So yeah, that's what I think. I'm gonna keep playing the video now. Thank you.
There have been a lot of rumors about Snoke's Kyber crystal ring. I'm not sure what significance that will bring. I do think Snoke will still be very powerful without the ring, but with the ring he could be able to do some very, very impressive things. The rumors did state that he would be able to destroy planets with his ring, and I find that rumor utterly absurd for a couple reasons. One, the First Order wouldn't bother building a new Death Star or Starkiller base if they had Snoke able to blow up planets with his ring, and also it's just not something they'd do. I don't think Lucasfilm would ever allow that. If Luke and Snoke ever did end up battling in The Last Jedi, I don't think they would fight with lightsabers. I think they'd use a lot of force powers. The way I've explained it to friends of what I think is the Voldemort versus Dumbledore fight in Harry Potter, how they were using very big amounts of magic. I think it will be like that, but with the Force in The Last Jedi. But for now, I think we should just assume that they're about equal level power.
So he ends off the video with talking about Snoke's new ring that's made out of kyber crystal and how we don't really know much about it, but he thinks it could be a tool to be reckoned with, although not one that could destroy planets, because that's absurd, and I tend to agree with that because, I don't think you could destroy planets with one kyber crystal, although it might be special, so I guess that's open up to debate. But and then he also talks about how he summarizes it all, saying that overall, I guess we should consider them both at equal strength levels because of what lack of knowledge we have about them, and I tend to, I definitely agree with this point because we don't know a lot about them, but when the new movie comes out, and if they are making a ninth one, I'm not sure, I'm not up to date with this. If they are making a ninth one, then I feel like they'll leave it, that they'll be much more open to debate when we know more about Snoke and Luke, and we can have a better debate about it. So I'm now going to judge this video from a 1 to a 10, and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down rating from me. Um, in case I mark it a 5, but then, you want to know my personal opinion. I give it overall a 9 because I felt that it explained every point thoroughly and it really got across to me. And I give it a thumbs up because I really enjoyed this new one. So that's it. That's it. That's the review. There'll be more coming. There'll be more coming of these every time he uploads. So see you later, guys. It's been nice.